This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your live market chat for Monday. Wow, April 15th, tax day. Hopefully you're not scrambling, running around trying to get your taxes paid and dealing with all the crap that is tax season. Hopefully you're having a great day. Interesting market reaction, as we not surprised that, in the morning we bounced because of the thought that, we can't, this, again, give Israel credit. The Iron Dome, or whatever you call it, did its job. But like that, they weren't going to retaliate. Like everyone's saying, please don't, but I don't know why at this point they wouldn't. But here again, it doesn't stop the recession. I mean, it doesn't stop the issues that are at hand. It doesn't stop what's going on in the world of slowing the economy. It just changes the focus. So just kind of is what it is. So at this point, I've kind of just told people, like, be careful. Again, don't short lows. If you want to trade up, buy the dip. Great. But do not, for the love of God, chase action. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Know your levels, know your spots, know what you got to do, and then just do it. And that sounds so simple, right? But it really has to be. Like if you're trading off of emotion, like the world's going to end, I got to jump on it now. That's a problem. Again, I apologize for the lawnmower in the background. I think actually an aerator. I don't know what it was, but that's why I delayed the start. I was trying to get this guy. Hopefully it would be quiet. Anyway, long story short, where are we at though? Well, let's just go look at the charts. Let's look at the evidence. Let's look at what's going on, and you make the decisions. Again, this is it's a game where what? You have to figure out what you think is the best trade. And people who've been going long endlessly, I'm just, I don't mean to be mean or laugh at them. I'm like, the risk reward's not in your favor. Wait for a big dip. Wait for a big drop if that's what you want to do, is go long. And you want to buy commodities. You want to buy the market. You want to buy some part of the market. Good. That's great. Do it then. Right now, you better be quick. It doesn't really make sense. Now, a lot of people argue, well, the feds are going to cut now. Well, let's go look. As of the May meeting, May 24th. No. June. No. July? No. September? Maybe. November? Maybe. Right? Like that's what's going on here. Is at this point, the rate cuts with oil price action, everything, inflation, supposedly how great the economy. Again, we talk about like the economic data just being flubbed with part-time jobs, and the numbers get revised grandly the next like month down. It's like, it's a joke. All right. So if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. Link for the Discord room is in the description. Let me know how I can help. If you want to schedule a 30-minute chat, use the Zoom Calendly link. Hit me up. Let's chat. Let's go from there. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, again, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Leave a comment in the chat. If you're new to the channel, check out the website. Updates, real estate stuff, your recommended reading, interactive brokers. Again, I think Schwab will go belly up, one of these brokers, and then also get your 5.5%. I don't think Marcus will go out of, like Goldman's going to go out of business. I think they've been a little smarter, and plus Buffett's got money invested in them. I think he's got tons of capital and would love to bail them out. All right, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Follow on Twitter, also posting trades there endlessly. If you're not part of the Discord room, that's where to find it. So, Bitcoin. Again, I'm just going to start with everything that we're going on. Like, what did we say? You're welcome. If you're following the channel, we said, watch this 61,000 level. Ding dong, hit. What did we say? After a big up move, it's probably going to consolidate and chop and consolidate and chop. Oh, but the moon's coming. Okay. The moon is coming. Got it. Well, the moon shot already started, and now it needs to consolidate. Well, here's the thing. Long term, I have no clue. Again, Bitcoin is one of the hardest assets I've ever tried to like try to understand the logic of the long term, but it trades very technically, which makes it actually simple. We've talked about how simple it is at times. Hit certain levels, traps, does everything what stocks do, technically. Then it chops and does everything the same. So at this point, watch the 61,000, Said watch the 671,000. Between that, it just seems like it's in a choppy, sloppy mess. Oil, all over the place. Again, this is going to be hard for the administration to argue that green. I guess green might be easier in that sense, but hard to argue like that oil underproduction is good for the United States. Like not investing in this stuff and just kind of letting it play out and being relying on green energy, which again, that's everyone wants that. But to really think that it will, you can't bridge the gap. So just let me know. Let me know what you think on that. Because I tell people, like, ooh, that's not going to work out. And then we know nat gas. Again, I like nat gas down here a lot. I don't think there's much downside to it. But again, it's one of those things where I'm not going to buy it. Right? Trying to be patient. And this is the thing. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to buy it. Okay, cool. Trade it if you have to. Again, I like the short of the KLD. I've said that's the easiest trade. Right? Here's the KLD. It did another split. Interesting. Pop today. Man, another split. 2 for 1. So keep an eye on it. Again, I love shorting this on major pops. Any thoughts, questions, concerns? If not, I'll keep it rolling. TLT, like this is what's hard for Fed's cutting, but bond yields are going higher. Who's selling our treasuries? China? Japan? Who's not selling them? That's probably the question you got to ask yourself. The dollar holding up pretty damn well. Give it credit where credit's due. Right? VIX, we've talked about this. Like looks like it's the longer it holds over this trend line in the 17 area, the more likely it's going to rocket. Just is what it is. Bulls just don't want to hear that, but that's just the dang truth, y'all. Vixen, chopping around. Vivix, chopping around. But basing, we talked about this basing leading to the up. SPY, below the 20-day, curling down. Look at the gap up today, being sold. You have now a 2-day range. If we break below 509 later this afternoon, I don't know why it wouldn't just continue going. Where does it stop? That's the hard part, right? Like it's going to be headline based and it's going to be all sorts of jabroni crap like, oh, this and this and just do yourself a damn favor. Roll up your stops, define your risk. I don't like it. I'm not pushing any longs. QQQ, same kind of thing. Like we need to hold this area. So far we are. Credit where credit's due. But if it breaks it, 100-day, I don't know. We talked about the IWM leading. You tell me what's going on here. IWM is at the 100-day, leading down. Doesn't look too strong. Gold, holding up. Again, if you want to buy this on major dips, go right ahead. I don't like this candle near term. I don't. As we talked about, when the market sells and the VIX spikes and everyone panics, gold doesn't get crushed as much as some say like the miners and silver and certain commodity names, but they throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm on record saying this over and over and over and over again. Be careful. Silver, chopping around. Again, huge volume at the highs, a little dangerous, right? A little dangerous. Your guess is good as mine near term. Again, I've said this, I like dust under 8. Look at the GDX. Big volume blowout. This will get flushed real hard with the market. GDXJ, same thing. If you want to short the JNUG, all those names, they don't look good, y'all. They look like they've peaked. Now, again, first dip probably gets bought. That's typical. But but don't go jumping head over heels. Again, I would just be patient. I don't know what the best way to describe it is. Yes, we like this stuff long term. Absolutely. So if that's your play, disappear. Don't pay attention to the market. But don't be surprised when you see these things potentially get whacked. And what's whacked? 10, 15, 20, 30, 40%. I've seen in market meltdowns like 50, 60% in the miners. And it's like, what? Like that made no sense. What? So do yourself a favor, be thoughtful, be smart, do yourself dust just and just say I'm not trading off of emotion. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to let things happen. XOP again, like oil. You want to feel it's going to go. Fills the gap. XOP. Talked about oil getting tired. Right? Natural gas again. I hate the UNG. I hate it. While natural gas isn't at lows, this is at lows. Again, ExxonMobil, we've talked about it's trying to break out. This level is very important. Monthly ranges. It's not doing it. not follow through. Again, it's funny because dust. I mean, we've talked about like the miners. Like I don't. Somebody knows something. Drip. It's just curious. Again, no real big volume off the low, so keep an eye on it. We talked about the gasoline names too, leading down. You tell me. Do gasoline names look weak? Weaker? Yeah. Apple, again, expecting 6 to 9%. Global growth slowdown in their sales, whatever. I don't know the right words. Slowdown in sales. Pounces. Don't trust it for a minute. Amazon, riding the lightning. This one has been strong. Meta, been holding up pretty darn well. Watching the 20-day, watching that 480. CRM, as we talked about, not looking so hot. Big gap down. Guggenheim, because again, once it got below the 20 days curling, you got to be careful. Goog holding up. I mean, some of these tech names, again, here we go. Tesla, right? Like they're laying off, I don't know, whatever they said, what percentage of their workforce. I mean, all of this priced in, I don't know. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, but it doesn't mean like it's going to have to, like it absolutely is going to get crushed tomorrow. It's time to buy it. I'd let it play out. Again, Pan W, I like this because, again, if Pelosi's buying this, but again, Jay Soltis was talking about this. Like, there was a lot of calls being bought. This is confusing here. I mean, like, I would be willing to bet, like, if I was long this and had longer-term calls, I'd be selling shorter-term calls. That's just me because I'm like, man, if the market gets crushed, not that this has to go, like, dirt diving, but it's going to get pulled back. It's maybe going to get stuck. It's not going to go anywhere. And if that's the case, then, again, Pan W is going nowhere. SMH popped this morning. Again, on what? I don't know. Watching the levels. NVIDIA tried to get back up over this, like, 904. Tried the 20-day. Nope. AMD has no legs. Nothing. Just making new lows. 100-day. Ouch. SOX reverse split today. Interesting. Because, again, we talk about reverse splits at lows and highs. Feeling good about that. XLF, again, I think this is the easiest short out there because the banks have all the risk. Near term, okay, nice little bounce there. Yeah, whatever. KRA's been just leading down. I mean, it's one of those things like everything is evidential, if that's a word. Is evidential a word? Evidence-based. And things have been acting like crap. KRA, again, we talked about the XBI, like junior bios should be like flying if the economy is cooking. Gives it all back, right? You looked at the housing index lately, right? Not looking so cheddary, not looking so good. Big gap down, and now it's like the pro gap with volume making lower lows, slow and steady, right? These are ETFs. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? Again, because I don't want to just sound the alarm like, oh, just go in all in short. But if you've been holding stocks like we talked about, like you had to start taking more off the table the more you're up. Here, corporate debt, not looking good. And yeah, it's going to get way worse before it gets better. That's usually what happens. Agreed. So again, if there's not much people want to talk about, I'll let it roll. Appreciate all the love, the support, and Generation Nations. You guys are amazing. And on the Discord room, got any questions? Again, it's just I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you what the outcome of World War III is. That's potentially starting up now. Probably, I'm hoping, again, as a person who believes in like forgiveness and moving forward, like at some point one of these sides needs to be the bigger side. Like attacking each other with drones and just being pissed off there's nothing benefiting anyone here. But that doesn't necessarily mean, again, the economy is going to come roaring back. Like, let's be honest, right? Higher rates are again, this we talk about lagging effect from raising rates. It's going to kill off the economy. And again, the feds need to kill inflation. Like, they got to. And we've talked about, like, there's either going to be a black swan event, credit event, or they got to keep the rates higher for longer, and the market's just going to go slowly deep burn to pull back. Because, again, you're going to have to, the whole economy itself has to slow down to reduce the inflation pressures. Does this make sense? Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? Do you understand what I'm saying? If not, let's talk about it. If you have different opinions, I have no problems. That's the thing. No one makes the market. I'm not making the market. Market does what market does. We're just trying to go with it. And that's my thoughts, my flow. Long term, again, extremely bullish commodities. Long term, extremely underweight. Get the hell out of tech. That's my recommendation. Will the S&P make new highs? Of course, it's going to make new highs at some point. If they go full QE too, you're going to see commodities act like tech stocks, and tech stocks just act like commodities have had for the last like couple of years. Just go nowhere, but then one part of the market just leads and rips. Because I don't think tech really has pricing power in a recession with higher, like with inflation. Like the only people that have pricing power are the inputs. Because think about it. Zoom out. Just let me know what you think. Again, I think I'll wrap it up. 15 minutes, live chat. No questions, thoughts, concerns. Keep it simple, stupid. Again, going into the close, I mean, watch the levels. We've talked about it. You should be watching the Qs. You should be watching the SPY. You know what needs to hold, right? You should know. Keep it simple. 2-day range for this one. QQQ. Again, because the Qs have been kind of the big dog, right? They've been leading up forever. Yeah, of course, Shannon. Like if it breaks this 434, 35, like look out, right? MicroStrategy, again, we talked about like Bitcoin. Like I don't trust it. We talked about MicroStrategy coming back down to the 1200 range. I mean, just keep it simple. And people are like, oh, but this is, I've been told the market's only going to go up again. And it's like, yeah, we in time probably will. But we talked about, and again, like to reiterate the same thing. When everybody believes in one thing, you better be careful. When everybody assumes the market can't go down, you better be careful. When everyone assumes the market can't go up, you better be careful. Because now the worst is getting priced in, or the best. And after that, then you have to prove it. Well, we're going into earnings, right? Big earnings week. You had Goldman Sachs this morning, MTB. Goldman is up, but look at it. Let me look at it giving it all back. All back. So, all right. Hit me up if you have any questions. If not, have an amazing day. Appreciate the love, support. Drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know how I can help you. Talk to you guys and gals later. Peace.